All right, welcome to another lesson on inheritance. This one we're going to be reviewing for a quiz. Prior to that, I have a warm-up question, just reviewing arrays and methods. So we've got a method called SumArray, and it's going to take in an array of ints called key, and then the goal is just to find the sum, right? So you have to fill in what line would go here to make the sum work correctly. And be careful because this one's kind of tricky and kind of unconventional for how you do a sum. So pause the video, give it a shot before continuing. All right, so what I don't like about this code is you would normally we start at the index 0 and go less than the length, right? So like the length of this example array I have up here is 5, right? And so if we start at 0, go less than 5, then we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is what we want, right? But they start off at I and then go less than or equal to the length. Okay, so I can't do something like letter A because then I would, if this was my example array, then I would go all the way up to equal the length, which would be 5, and that would be out of bounds. Okay, so what actually ends up happening is you have to do B, as stupid as it is, instead of having index I, you're going to minus 1. And that will work because if I starts at 1, the first thing we'll sum is actually I minus 1, which is the 0 position. Okay, and then that avoids the running past the array too. So obviously this one is array index out of bounds. Let's see the other ones. Oh, this one you have the sum in there too many times, both of these, so both of those would wipe out. So the right answer here is letter B. All right, so generally this is the plan for today. Review the quiz, take the quiz, and then if you have any extra time, keep working on the Chapter 9 programs. We did the bank account things, I think, probably. I mean, it might be a different year depending on this video, but most likely we did bank account, and then definitely we do the quiz and question program. So that's where you can be working on if you have any extra time. All right, so what I want to do to review for the quiz is talk about inheritance again, which you have like a subclass and a superclass. And so we are a business, McDonald's, grocery store, whatever, and we want to have an employee class and a sales clerk class. So what do you think would be the parent? What do you think would be the child? Pause the video and give it a shot. Okay, so sales clerk is definitely a specific type of employee. So that would be, employee would be the parent or superclass, and sales clerk would be the subclass or child class. All right, and so we'll draw the little arrow. Even though I know the arrow is wonky, it's kind of the wrong way. Everything flows down from employee, even though Java draws their arrows that way. All right, so next up, pause and maybe think, just try to think through what would be some data and methods that you might put in employee and sales clerk. All right, so you could pause the video, try some of those things, and you likely won't get the same thing I'm going to do, but just thinking through that process, I think, is what's important, even though our answers may look very different. So pause the video and think through that. All right, so up here for employee, the way I'm going to code this up is for data, I'm going to do a string name, and I'm going to do an int representing how many hours they've worked in like the current pay period. And then I'm going to have double the pay per hour, so how much we pay them each hour, like $8.50, or if that's maybe not even legal, I don't know what minimum wage is, but $12.50, $11.50, whatever it is, that's a pay per hour. Okay, so that's our data. All right, and as far as method goes, you could certainly do all the get and set for these ones. It'd probably make sense to do get and set for each one of these, which we might end up having to do here in a second. I might actually make those. But I would maybe some specialized one too that would represent work. You work so many more hours, and that would just increase this variable. And then also a pay method that would basically multiply the hours by the pay per hours, and then maybe like clear out the hours because now we've paid you for those hours, so we clear that out. Okay. And then for sales clerk, as far as I thought of how to set this up, I think you could have like a register number or something like that, but I want to do a couple specific things here just to practice the interaction between these two classes, because I believe that's the hardest part, is like using the superclass methods in the subclass and accessing this data in the subclass. So what I want to do down here for methods is I want to make one that does raise pay. So if we give you a pay raise, like an hourly raise, and so there'd be an amount that we want to give you for your raise. right? So I think that would be a method that would make sense to have. And then I'm going to say for a sales clerk, I'm going to track how many hours they work on the weekend, and maybe we're going to pay them like 50 cents extra or $1 extra every time they work on the weekend. So I'm going to separate that out. I'll have regular hours and then weekend hours. And so then I would also then over here in my methods, I'd have to overwrite the pay method. So I'd have to do double pay, and then I would overwrite from superclass because it's going to be different. I'm going to get paid different. I still want to pay them, but I'm going to get different amount for how many hours they worked on the weekend, like 50 cents more or something like that. All right. And you know, I know this is a little wonky because honestly, like raise pay might make more sense to have it back up here. Whoops, sorry, up here in the parent class, because most employees you might want to raise their pay at some point, but I just want to practice the interaction of these classes, so I'm going to put it down here just so we can get practice interacting between them. Okay, so you can kind of code this along with me, especially this subclass. I think is where I'm more worried. I think the get and set method and stuff up here should be okay. So maybe I'll do all of that quick, and then if we want to talk about these two methods, the specialized ones, then we could do those kind of individually. So let's get these set up. Basically, I made a little package, and then I made employee and sales clerk. Okay, so I'm going to throw the stuff in for employee quick, and then maybe unpause the video. And I will probably post this on Schoology too, so if you want to just grab the employee code off of there, and then we'll focus more on the sales clerk code. All right, instead of typing out all the code yourself, I'm going to have you see if you can pause the video and fill in some stuff. So here's my instance variables. All right, I've got their name, the hours they've worked, and their pay per hour. All right, and so here's what I started to set up the constructor as. So see if you can fill in what do you think would go here. If I have to set all these variables, how would it work? Pause the video, give it a shot. All right, so the first two things are straightforward. So the name would just be the name coming in. So I would just set this string to be whatever is passed in. Same thing with the pay per hours, or the pay per hour. I would set that as the variable coming in, so that when they construct the new employee, they can set their pay per hours. And then I think it makes sense to have the hours just be 0, right? I mean, we could pass it in, but realistically, if they're a new employee, they're not going to have worked any hours yet. So I'm not going to pass it in. I'm just going to straight up set this to be 0. Okay, and then I just went ahead and quickly added the get and set because those are so basic and repetitive. Basically, I just did the get name that returns the name, and then I did a set name. And actually, I had these auto generate in Eclipse, and they did a little bit different. I'm not sure if you talked much about the word this, but right now there's 2 name variables, one being passed in the method, and then one inside of this class. So they use this name to differentiate that. So they don't do that on the AP test, so I normally don't do it in class. I normally call this name in, but I auto-generated these in Eclipse, and they did it in Eclipse's little way. So it's a little bit different, but they have a get and set for each of the 3 variables. All right, so let's try some of the specialized methods that we were doing there. So the one we were gonna do, or we had set up, not that, that's math class. We want to do work so many hours, and then we want to do pay them out, right? So let's see if we can do that. So try to do a work one that increases the hours by however many hours comes in right here. Okay, and then pay, you would just use hours and the pay per hour to calculate the pay and then return that amount. Okay, so maybe pause the video and you can see if you can try those 2 methods quick. Yeah, and then you can check against mine. Oh, I realized I was just talking about no, that's the right thing. So work and pay. Okay, so here we go with those methods. So I'm gonna make a public void work, and then int hours, how many hours they work. Okay, and all this method needs to do is change the hours amount, right? So we don't want to do hours equals hours like that. I guess I could call this additional hours or something. Like you work a certain day or something like that. And we don't just want to set it. We don't want to set the hours to be additional hours because you might have already had some hours stored there, right? You might have already worked a bit this week. So what we want to actually do is add to it. So you want to take our hours value, variable and add to it however many additional hours we have worked. All right, so let's do the pay one. So we're going to return a double that's going to pay you out for your hours of work. So maybe it's like the end of the pay period or the end of the week or whatever. And all we'd want to do here is return the double that is the hours you've worked times the pay per hours, right? That's how most jobs pay you out, right? And so I must have got that variable name wrong. So pay per hour, not pay per hours. That's silly. Silly, but copy it off, and that's it. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to work on sales clerk next, but I'm going to make a separate video that talks about how to set up. We just need to add, and you could actually probably do it on your own again, add this weekend hours, and then add these methods as we talked about. So yeah, I'll make one more video coming next.